Good morning. This is Monique Nubia Sunshine coming to you this morning to continue the series on Body Beautiful. So now that you've done your assessment, your body scan by your mirror gazing, and you're writing down your 3-day meal plan, what did you come up with? Well, now that you've written all those things out and you reviewed it and you looked at yourself, I hope you looked at yourself on paper and you discovered some things that you liked and discovered some things that you didn't like, and hopefully you discovered more that you like. And the whole point of this exercise is for you to have an honest assessment of what you visually see about yourself, what your mental is reading about what you see, and how you're able to make changes towards that. And making a change first begins with being honest with yourself. So now that you've done that, and you did the scan and you wrote everything down, and then you took the next step and you took your picture. What did you see in your picture? How did you decide what it is that you need to change about certain things in your body that you didn't like? And that's the beginning process of you being able to break down what it is that you need to do for yourself and giving yourself that time. After taking the picture, weighing yourself and deciding if this journey is not just going to be enlightening your mind and discovering your true self, but is it also going to be losing weight, or at least toning up, or getting back that body beautiful that you want. Then after doing that and taking an assessment of your meal plan, what were the patterns that you saw? What the eating patterns, the types of stuff that you eat, and what things that you absolutely couldn't do without in your eating schedule. So all of those things being done, and you getting a better understanding of who you are. Now you have to decide, what is it that you want to do in order to improve yourself? Now I know for me, after doing all those things, I sat down and I took a look at my how I felt about my body and what I look like. And the first step in healing I had to figure out, okay, there's some things that I grew up with as a child that stuck with me as an adult and created this image of me not liking myself. So I had to first deal with those old issues, because if I don't deal with those old issues, they will keep coming back. So where there was abuse on some level, and not, I wouldn't say physical abuse as a child, but like mental abuse, things that people say to you to make you feel lower than what you are. And then you accept it and you receive it and you absorb it. So I had to go back to those places. I had to go back to places when I was in elementary school, and I used to get teased and teased and teased. And forgive those situations. Like once you go back to those places, the only way that I saw myself having to heal is to go back, deal with the feelings that I dealt with there, look at the people that has made me feel that certain way about myself, and forgive them. And understand that they were young, they were hurting too. And sometimes we have to flip the script and we have to look at them and say that what they did to us was more about them than it was about us. And it's a hard road to get there in learning how to forgive, but we all don't come with a clean slate. We all have imperfections, and we all make flaws based on what experiences we go through. So I had to go back to those experiences, and I had to learn how to forgive those who I felt trespassed against me, and learn how to move on. And that helped me to be able to resolve some issues within myself that I was holding on to, that I felt that people put on me, but in essence I allowed myself to accept it. So that is the first step. After doing that, and I had to do that throughout all of my years of life, through being a teenager, through being an adolescent, being a woman, and even now, and consistently forgiving and putting myself in a place of reversing roles with them in order to understand where this is coming from. When people hurt you, and do things towards you, it's more about them than it is about you. It's more about what they've gone through and what they feel someone has done to them. And the cycle just keeps going and going and going until you decide to break it, until you decide that it is you absorbing that and accepting all of that. So that is the first step. And what I would suggest you do in that is write it down. Write down what instances or experiences that you felt hurt you and put you in a place of not liking yourself. You know, as you did the body breakdown, the body scan, you felt a certain way about your body because of certain things that are either said to you or certain things that made you feel like that part of the body or what you look like wasn't good enough. And it came from somewhere. So finding that source is important, and then dealing with that source. So when you find that source, write it down. Write how you felt at that time when it was happening. Write how it makes you feel now. And then write how you can empower yourself to overcome it. Whether it be going back to that place, meditating on that place. And meditation will come later, but I think first we have to clean house, before we can hear anything. You know, if your house is so full of clutter, you're not going to hear the divine talking to you if it's all cluttered with a bunch of stuff, a bunch of insecurities, self-hate, and all those things. Once you begin to clear that, then you can open yourself up for meditation and concentration. When you are still filled with clutter, you're going to be concentrating on the clutter. So you want to get the clutter out of the house first, and then we want to start listening and start doing those activities. So this again is another video to help you out with your body beautiful. And I thank you so much for joining me. Have a good day. Namaste.